Until He Lives. My name is Carl Barnes, and I just want to just share a couple of things with you that's just been on my mind, some things that the Lord has just been doing in my life. Just a little about myself. I've been a Christian for about 7 years now. I grew up in the church. I sang the songs and just went through the rituals, went through the motions every Sabbath. And honestly, I could say that while being in the church, I didn't know Jesus. Like, I had no relationship with Him. Honestly, church was kind of like meaningless. It's like, I just go here, kind of like pay my respects to God, and God would like bless me in whatever I did. My whole way of thinking was like, as long as I prayed in the morning and prayed at night, like I was okay with God. Me and God had a real close relationship. But honestly, I never really acknowledged Him or His presence in my life. And one of the biggest questions for me was I always wondered, like, what was I supposed to do after church? Like, after the altar calls, after everything was said and done, everybody left. Like, how was that supposed to change the way, like, I lived at home? How was it supposed to change the way I lived at school amongst my friends? Like, I really never saw how the gospel was supposed to change me. Because if I was accepting this Jesus, I still would go outside and I would still see the same things around me. But what was I supposed to do with that? Like, could I change the world? Like, was I supposed to really make a difference? And truth be told, I was more influenced by others than others were influenced by me coming up. But that all changed when I read this text one day, and I'm going to share it with you. It's 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 12. And just says, don't let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set an example for the believers in speech, in life, in love, in faith, and in purity. When I read that, like, I was like, so really, God, you want me to set an example for other people? Like, in a world that's so evil, and even like being a Christian kind of seems like not the popular thing to do. It's like you're the minority. I'm like, God, you really want me to set an example? Like, God, I'm not even the type of person to be like a role model. I know other people that you could possibly use that could be better role models than me. But I really felt God like speaking to me through this, and I would never forget it. It would always be on my mind while I was at school, while I'd be hanging out with my cousins. And even if they were older than me, it was like God was saying, look, I still want you to be that example. And so reading this, just knowing that God has called us to be role models. And even for you, whether you go to church regularly or not, this might be your only avenue of getting to hear the word of God. Know that today God has called you to be a role model. He's called you to be a game changer, to change your surroundings, your environment. Why? Because one, He has a purpose for your life. And then two, there are people who are dying, who are thirsting to hear about Jesus Christ. And if no one shows them, how would they ever know? And so not only has God called me to be a role model where I am, but He wants to use you. He has a plan for you. And so I want to encourage you to come out of your comfort zone. I want to encourage you to be that salt, that light that Jesus calls us to be. And let somebody know about His love and how we can change the world.